You know the feeling, right? You walk into a golf shop, you stare at that giant wall of TaylorMade balls, and your brain just kind of short circuits. TP5, TP5X, Tour Response, they're all screaming different things at you, and it is totally overwhelming. Well, we're going to fix that right now. We are going to simplify this entire lineup so you can find the perfect ball for your game without the headache.
Because that's when your head starts swimming with all these marketing terms, doesn't it? Higher launch, softer feel, low spin for pure distance. But what does any of that actually mean? And how do those buzzwords connect to the price you're going to pay and, the performance you're actually going to get? Okay, here it is. This is the single most important thing you need to know. It's the secret key to unlocking this whole puzzle. Forget about feel, forget about launch for a second. The one thing, the only thing that lines up perfectly with the price of a TaylorMade golf ball is spin. That's it. And we're about to prove it. All right, first up, let's tackle launch. Now, a lot of us think a higher launching ball must be a better, more premium ball, right? It just sounds more high-tech. Well, let's see what happens when we arrange the whole lineup by launch. Let's see if it tells us anything about the price. So if we sort them by how high they launch, here's what we get. Over in the higher launch bucket, you've got the Tour Response and the TP5 picks. Okay. And in the mid-launch bucket, the TP5X, the Speed Soft, and the Distance Plus. Already a pretty interesting mix, don't you think?
And right away, you see the problem. It's completely scattered. A super premium tour ball like the TP5 is in the high launch group, but the equally premium TP5X is mid-launch, sitting right there next to some of the most budget-friendly options. So the takeaway here is crystal clear. Launch has nothing to do with price. It's all about your personal preference.
Okay, so launch was a bust. What about feel? I mean, this is a big one. Everybody talks about how a golf ball feels off the club face. So surely the softest, most buttery feeling balls, those have to be the most expensive ones. Let's reshuffle the lineup and find out.
Here we go. We've lined them up from firmest on the left all the way to softest on the right. The TP5X, no surprise, that's the firmest. Then we get to the middle ground, and hold on, look at that. The premium TP5 is sharing that exact same mid-feel space with the value price Distance Plus. Then as we get softer, there's the Tour Response, and finally, the super soft Speed Soft.
So yeah, same story all over again. There is absolutely no clear connection here. There's no clean line from firm to soft that also goes from cheap to expensive. You can get a ball that feels right in the middle for a premium price or for a value price. Just like launch, feel is a preference, and it's scattered all across the lineup.
Okay, so we've debunked launch, and we've debunked feel. They aren't what drives the cost. So now let's get to the good part. Let's move to the one characteristic that organizes everything perfectly. This is the moment where the entire lineup just clicks into place and suddenly makes complete sense.
We're going to take these same 5 balls and sort them one last time. But this time, we're only looking at one single thing: how much they spin on your shots around the green. Now watch what happens. And there it is. Look at how clean that is. It's a perfect, logical order. Up at the top, with the absolute highest greenside spin, you have the premium-priced Tour balls, the TP5 and the TP5X. Right in the middle, with a medium amount of spin, you have the mid-range Tour Response. And down at the bottom, with the lowest spin, are your value-priced balls like the Distance Plus. The rule couldn't be simpler. The more spin a ball has, the higher its price.
So why? Why does more spin cost more money? Well, it all comes down to the material on the outside of the ball, the cover. The high-spin balls use this soft, premium material called urethane. It's incredibly grippy. It lets the grooves on your wedges really bite into the ball, and that's what gives you that awesome hop-and-stop control on the green. The thing is, it's way more complex and expensive to make than the harder ionomer covers you find on the lower-spin, distance-first golf balls. So really, you're paying for control.
So now that you know the golden rule, how do you actually apply it? Let's turn all this knowledge into a super practical, simple framework that you can use the next time you're standing in front of that wall of golf balls.
It's just a simple 3-step process. First step, define your need. What is the number one thing you need from your ball? If it's maximum control and stopping power on the greens, then you need a high spin ball. Step 2, match it to your budget. Know that if you want that high spin, it's going to cost a little more. And finally, step 3, fine-tune with your preference. After you've picked your spin tier, that's when you start thinking about, okay, do I want a softer feel? Do I want a higher launch?
So the next time you face that wall of golf balls, it's not going to be confusing anymore. You're going to see a really clear choice, and it's all guided by one simple rule.
Spin equals price. Everything else, that's just a matter of taste. So the only real question left is, which ball is going to be the one that unlocks your game?